Hey guys, so Nino here. Today I want to go over some skin modification techniques when it comes to contrast and luster and sheen and shine and all of that. All of this has been covered on YouTube before, but I want to try to give you some different insights on it and some different ideas on it, and maybe talk a little bit about the why. First and foremost, when you talk about a glamour image or a fitness image or something like that, or even a fashion image that might be more swimwear focused. In other words, there's a lot of skin, especially if you're outdoors or if you're not. Sometimes the shiny skin, not super glossy, but the shiny skin, the skin sheen is a very good look. It's a popular look, especially in glamour, swimwear, and fitness, obviously. Now, first thing is you must get this look on set, at least the beginnings of it. The simplest of sheens on your subject. Have your subject shine up in some manner. They usually have something that they prefer, whether it's lotion or some kind of high gloss, something or other, oil of some kind. So they usually know what they don't mind on their skin, but find a way to get some sheen. Just like anything that's a light source focus, like the light coming through the planks in the background here, that's real sun. When there's real light and real reflections, you can enhance them. When there's nothing, post-production doesn't really help you. So let's talk about a couple methods. Now, in this shot, there's a lot of bright light. I like the specularity of the light coming through those planks back there, but I wish her skin was a little shinier. This was a little improv, and we didn't get a chance to really shine her skin up. I'm going to see if I can fake it. Lots of different ways to go about doing it. But let's approach it from the manual way and then see how we can make it a little bit more streamlined. Okay. So one of the first manual ways I would consider doing is levels. Now you can use curves, but I like levels because it allows me to push to the very top end of the brightness, right? I don't want any color shifting, so I'm going to change that curves adjustment layer to luminosity blending mode to minimize color shifting. Now I'm not going to look at the bright lights or the hair that's lit up or anything like that, but I'm going to brighten until I feel like it's right before it clips. See, on her neck and face, you can really see it right before it clips, something like there. Okay, obviously too bright. Now you might think, oh, well, this is easy then. I can just invert that mask and get a white paintbrush and then paint in the areas that I like, right? That's pretty ham-fisted and it sort of works. Let's do it a little bit better. And then we're going to do it even better. So let's bring it all back for a second, okay? We double click on the right side and we're going to bring up the layer style because we're going to work with blend if. So if you take this underlying layer right here to show it, you see how we move those two black nodes, and that's two nodes, they're together. We can kind of decide where we want the highlight to land. Now we hold down Option or Alt, click and drag, and we split that node. Now when we split it, it allows us to kind of choose how it blends. So I'm going to take it sort of, let's see what direction I want to take it. All the way this way. Yeah, okay, so I have the right black node all the way to the right, the brightness. And then the left one I can pull. I'm not worried about the hair or the background. I'm looking at the skin. Okay, you see how I'm brightening the skin? I have to decide. Her shoulders and chest and neck is brighter than her legs. So I may have to do two versions of this to get the right shape of light that I want. So I'm going to use this one. With the blend diff set up, now I invert. And when I paint, for example, her leg, I'm only getting the area that I wanted to brighten. Let's do her stomach as well. Maybe her arm. Okay. Now let's take a look at what we got. Okay. Off and on. Okay. We can clean up that mask a little bit better, but that works pretty well. I'm going to duplicate that and then fill that mask with black because I don't want that there, but I'm going to invert it now so I can see what I'm doing. And maybe a little less range on that because invert, that's going to be face and neck and chest. There we go. Something like this. I think that works okay. And of course I have opacity immediately to tone that down. Let's see what I've done. Off and on. Off and on. So a combination of manual masking and of course a blend diff, and we can decide how we want that light to shape. Now what's cool is we can change the blend diff at any moment. So I can change, see that I can change the legs at any moment to whatever I want. Again, the mask is sloppy. You're probably noticing those mess ups here and there, but I can fix that, etc. And that works pretty darn well. Let's try another method though that might be a little bit quicker. You might think, I know where you're going with this. You're going to select the skin and then you're going to apply it to that. Yep, I sure am. But I want to show you a couple of things. One, we know that if we go to select menu, subject, okay, you can go to select and mask and find the subject as well, okay? But if you go to the preferences, Control or Command K, make sure you're on image processing section here. Make sure you're on cloud subject processing because it's going to be a lot better, a lot more accurate, okay? So let's talk about a couple of things. One, let's get our levels out first. I prefer levels. Luminosity blending mode. A lot of times I'll take that 255 right side. I'll make it 200 when I know I want to do this. That's a good starting point. Okay. I know I can tweak it, but that's a good starting point. Okay. So then we're going to go ahead and make our blend diff setup something like this. Again, good starting point. Done. Okay. Invert that mask. Now I'm going to come here and yeah, I can choose subject selection, which is lovely, right? And while subject selection is running, since this is probably a pretty easy shot for color range skin tones to find, and sure enough, it's not bad at all. Can kind of dial in what I think I want. Yeah. Okay, we have the hair involved. That's all right, it's an easy mask. With that selection running, we go to our levels and we invert. And we see immediately we have our skin popping where we want it to pop. The hair is a little bright or maybe a lot bright. We can choose to tone it down or quickly mask it out. It takes 2 seconds, right? 2 seconds to mask it out. Okay. And now I went from this to this and we can adjust. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. So I went from that to that. And of course, at any moment, you can still change anything. Not bright enough. You can brighten it up further. You can tone it down. You can brighten it up a bunch. And then, like, remember I told you that her shoulder and neck is a little too bright compared to everything else? So this is a situation where opacity is great. So 50% opacity, I can take 50% of the brightness off the top area with black. And then now, when I brighten some more, it all kind of goes up a little bit more even. See that? And if the palm of that hand is too bright, turn that off. Or make it 50%. Ooh, I did a quick thing there. I'll show you guys some other time what that was. All right, so you see that? From that to that. It took a shot that was good, but a little bit, you know, it didn't match to me. The vibe of the background, those glowing lights. Now, a little bit more contrast to her skin. I think that looks really good. And of course, I can always change the blend diff if I want it more focused on the brighter highlights across the whole range and find the balance that I like to pop the highlights. Now, if you do have trouble with the skin tone selection, it's not accurate enough for you. We have actions that do this. Actions 12 is great for it. A couple other actions. Actions 14 is perfect for modifying the skin in all kinds of ways. But if you want to do it manually really quick, I suggest you try to get some chroma data out. How do we do that? Well, let's duplicate our background layer. I'm going to show you a quick trick here. We go to our fill command under the edit menu. Okay. And you want to go to 50% gray and you want to put it on luminosity. Hit OK. That's chroma data. Hold that to the side, turn it off. Come back down to the original, go to subject selection. And then this time when the subject is running, you turn on chroma data, go back to the chroma data layer, hit color range. Now your skin tone, even at a smaller fuzziness, is going to be a lot harder. You see how the edges are a lot stronger and you can get more of the skin tone. The hair is going to be involved. We can't avoid that. But chroma data sometimes really saves the day on an accurate mask. And sure enough, this one has. Now I've got that selection, so I can throw out my chroma data. And I can make a level. So you could have made the levels first as well. You know, just like we did earlier. Same exact process. Come in here, find some kind of look that you think works for you. Luminosity blending mode. And there we go. And we have just a decent mask. And here again, you know, you can modify things as you need to, of course. Once again, the hair. I'm doing this, I'm showing you this as an example to show you how fast this can be. You can make all kinds of decisions back and forth to get the looks that you want. Just like that. See that? Very, very useful. And like I said, you know, check out Actions 12 and Actions 14, and we have some others as well that can help you select skin instantly, and you can make these modifications. 14 has this whole function of highlight boosting built in. But I think it's important to show how to do it manually in case you're not needing to run an entire skin tone modification action, but you want to do something like this. It's just a really, really good method. The blend diff is really like, that's really the selling point. That blend, you can get the exact sheen that you want without just painting in a smooth shaped brush. You know, you get the exact range that you want, etc. Be picky, like I'm not in this one, but be picky. You know, I wanted to do her legs a little different than I did her shoulders, neck, and face. Do 2 different ways so you can get the sheen to match, or whatever. Be particular about it, but you see I can wake a shot up from nice to a lot more awake, a lot more contrasty that matches the background, in my opinion, a lot better. So check that out. When you're modifying skin, when you're modifying the highlights or whatever, remember, you have a lot more satisfying retouching process when you actually have some sheen on the skin. If you want a shiny look, get that on set even a little bit, because then you can enhance it to whatever level that you want. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. And like I said, I welcome you again to go to the MVP website, mvpretouchtools.com. We have all kinds of tools that help you on this sort of thing and so much more.